Tired of paying for bad leads or burning cash on ads that don't convert? What if you could get unlimited leads from Instagram in any niche and any city completely free and fully automated? In this video, I'll show you the exact system my clients use to book dozens of meetings every week without cold calling and without spending a dime on ads. You'll see how to find targeted leads on Instagram, add them to a spreadsheet or CRM, and then send personalized emails pitching your product or service all on autopilot. And in the end, I'll even show you how to use AI to build bots, websites, and powerful automations you can sell to these same leads. Plus, I'm giving you all the automation templates you see in this video completely for free so that you can implement everything and get started right away. Let me show you how this is all gonna work, and then I'll walk you through setting it up step by step for your business. So we're gonna make a 100% automated system that leverages Google to search for email addresses within Instagram profiles. So Miami dentists, for example. Then we're going to extract and format all of these leads so we can add them to a spreadsheet, send a simple email using Gmail, or add them to a CRM. With the CRM, you're going to be able to send smart multi-email sequences and add all your leads to a pipeline where you can track your deals. So the first tool we need to build our automation is Make, and this is what we're going to use to connect all the tools together. Make is a no-code visual automation builder that makes building these sort of automations very, very easy. And when you click the link below, you'll get 1 month for free on the Pro plan as an added bonus, and you can sign in with Google or enter your info here. It takes a few seconds. After you've signed into Make, go to Scenarios, go Create New Scenario, and then you're going to go to the 3 dots here and go Import Blueprint. And you're gonna grab my free blueprint from the description of this video. And once you've imported my blueprint, it'll pop up just like this. We'll come back to Make, but the next tool we need to set up really quickly is SERP API, and this is what's gonna let us scrape Google automatically. So click the link below and you'll be taken to the sign up page. And again, you can sign up with Google or fill in your information, takes a few seconds. And you get 100 searches per month for free, so that's plenty to test this out, but you can of course upgrade if you need to. And so next, just go to API key and copy your API key. Now head back to Make, click on this module and change out this value. Just double click and paste in your value. Don't worry about what this means yet. I'll explain it in a second, but that's all you have to do. Enter your own value here and hit save. And that is going to authenticate your account to work with my automation, because right now it's going to show my account. Now I'm going to explain what each of these modules does so you understand what you need to change to get unlimited leads, because there's a lot of people making these lead scraping tutorials, but they're very manual. You got to use ChatGPT. I'm sure you've seen them, or even the automated ones. You can only scrape the first page, which obviously defeats the purpose of making an automation, because if you're just doing the first page or the first few pages, then why not just do it manually? It's just one time, right? So this actually will let you scrape unlimited number of pages. So let me explain how this all works. So click the little note and you'll see that I've left you a note here that says, if you set this to 10, the scenario will loop 10 times, allowing you to scrape 10 pages of results. So you can see here, it repeats 10 times, and the initial value here means it starts on page 1. So if you want it to actually start on page 11, because it repeats 10 times, so it's gonna scrape 10 results at a time, then you would actually set this to 11. Then the next module, it looks like some complex math, but don't worry, I've done all this variable stuff for you. All it's saying is that it is going to, as you can see here, loop through everything. When we're using SERP API, 0 is the first page, 10 is the second page, and so on. So 20 is the third page. So with this formula, since we're running the loop 10 times, all it's doing is changing the variable so that you get the first 100 results. And that's why if you set this to 11, then you'll get pages 11 to 20 instead of 1 to 10, and so on. So then next, here's where we're actually using SERP API to scrape this. So you don't need to change any of this. We've already changed your API key. All you need to change is lawyer Miami. So if you want dentist New York, or whatever city you live in, or whatever geography, however you want to do this, just simply change this word. within the quotations. You don't have to change any of this additional parameters I've added for you. Just change that and then it will look for those profiles. So what this is doing is looking for Google results with people who are a lawyer in Miami, and it'll all make sense when I show you how it runs. And then we're looking for profiles that have email listed. So a lot of profiles in their bio, it'll say email, and then it'll show what their email is. So it's looking for that. And this is because you want to be able to get their business emails, not just their, say, free mail accounts like Gmail. But if you actually put Gmail in here, you actually get different leads. So you should actually do both. And there's nothing else for you to change here. This is actually iterating on the data. Don't even worry about it. This is just transforming the data because it's going through 10 loops. So just putting that all together. Then we're going to use ChatGPT to extract all the information. So the first thing you need to do here is to add your ChatGPT account, which is your API key and your organization ID. If you don't have a ChatGPT account already, you can just go to platform.openai.com. And once you create your free account, hit the settings here, go to API keys, generate a new secret key, and then you'll want your organization ID from here. And then finally, go over to billing and add at least $5 to $10. And trust me, that'll last forever. That's all you need to do. So once you've done that, you do not have to change any of this. I've done all of this configuration for you. You don't have to do anything. And so you'll see what we'll be extracting is their first name, their last name, their email, the company, the location, the service type, what are they? So a dentist, a lawyer, whatever it is, and their Instagram URL. Next, this is more data transformation to structure the data in a way that we can clean it up and extract each of those profiles separately. And then once you've scraped all of these leads, now you got to decide what you're going to do with these leads. I'll show you really quickly. One option would be to simply add them to Google Sheets. And so you see right there, you would just create a sheet and simply map it to the same headers that you see right here. And so you can see the sheet right here. And I'm going to run it quick, and I'm just going to get the first page for the sake of time right here. So I'll change this repeats to 1. You can change it to 10 again if you want more than 100 leads, of course, and whatnot, like I said. So let's just run it right here and let's see what happens. It grabbed all of this raw data. As you can see, this is why we need to format everything, because you're not obviously going to use or read any of that. And so you can see it's just dynamically adding all of it to a sheet. And now, not every lead will have an email. Sometimes on their profile, they might not. So I've added an intelligent filter here that says, hey, if they don't have an email, don't add them. That's what allows you to just pass through only the leads that meet that criteria, and it helps the automation not break. And I just did it for a few leads here, but like I said, you could have done it for hundreds of leads. Now, if you just want to send a simple email, you could just map that email right there and send off a one-off email using Gmail just like this. It's a simple approach if that's all you need. And again, you can filter out the blank emails because of course the automation will break if Gmail doesn't actually get an email. And to quickly recap, all you need to change at the minimum is the type of leads you want and your API key, which you can get copying and pasting in 1 second. And if you want more leads, you can then change these values right here to get an unlimited number of leads. And then if you want to use a spreadsheet, you can connect your spreadsheet like this. You can use Gmail, but the method that actually gets the best results by far is to add it to a CRM and specifically GoHighLevel. Real quick, if you're not familiar with GoHighLevel, it's basically an all-in-one tool that has all of these features built in: CRM, funnels, websites, forms, email, SMS, all kinds of AI features, communities and courses and call tracking and booking appointments, the calendar. It basically can do whatever your business needs. So using GoHighLevel, we'll be able to add these leads to the CRM and we'll be able to track what's happening with these leads, because if you just send them an email, then you got to manually track everything. So you'll be able to track them in a pipeline, and we'll actually be able to make the things that we're going to be selling to these leads. And I'll be showing you that as well. So it's actually going to give you the full solution for how to make money from these leads, not just generate them. So to get started, click the link below and you'll be taken to my page where you can get a 30-day extended trial of GoHighLevel for free. And when you sign up here, you're actually going to get all of the automations I'm about to show you. They'll be emailed to you instantly when you sign up. So after going through the sign up process, you have to answer a few questions in your profile. Takes like a minute or two. Then you'll be dropped in your dashboard here. And then the first thing you want to create is a sub account. And basically these sub accounts are where you will run your own business and your clients' businesses. More on that later when we get to that part. But just go here for now and go create sub account. And then you can actually choose all sorts of templates, which can help you get started a little faster for your specific industry. And it has basically every single niche there is, or you can start with a blank snapshot. And from there, you just need to fill in your profile information. Next, check for an email from me if you signed up from my page, which will have the snapshots we're going to import. So once you're already signed into HighLevel, click that link and you'll have the option to yes, import now. And you'll see that right there. After importing your snapshot, go to sub accounts, click on your account that you just made for yourself, go to actions, go to load snapshot, then go here and choose my snapshot, go to proceed, and you'll see everything that'll be imported. Select all. I'll explain what everything is, but you can see everything we're going to import. We're going to import tags, pipelines, workflows, custom values. Don't worry, I'm going to explain all of it and why you need all of this, and all of it's done for you. So there really isn't any heavy lifting for you. So just hit proceed and it will start importing those workflows for you. Now with that done, let's head back to make.com and we are now going to connect HighLevel. So just click on HighLevel, go to add here. You're going to pick your connection type, choose OAuth. You can name it, hit save. You hit next, and then you pick the sub account you just made. Takes 2 seconds to authenticate. So once you've authenticated it, I've mapped everything for you. So it's going to be passing the email, the first name, the last name, the company name, and you'll see the tag you imported, which is called IG leads. So what this is doing is it's going to create each of these contacts in GoHighLevel with the tag IG leads. And GoHighLevel's automation is then going to take over when it sees that contact with IG leads and complete the rest of the automation. So this is kind of the handoff by assigning this tag to your leads. So there's nothing to change here and you can just hit save. Okay, now when our automation runs, what's going to happen is it's going to automatically add all of our contacts correctly formatted with the right information to our CRM database right here. Then if we go over to automation and we go to the workflows we imported, I'm going to unpack these for you. And you see there's something called add leads to pipeline. So what it's doing is when it sees that lead come in with that tag, we've actually created a pipeline for you already. And it'll actually add that person to the pipeline with the stage lead. So if you go over to opportunities, this would be created for you. It's an example agency pipeline. Of course, you can modify any of this however you'd like, and then you can just drag them along as they become more qualified. You could even do some really advanced things. I've kept this simple, like if they open an email or if they book a call, and you can put your actual calendar booking link in that, for example. And so you can do all kinds of automations and logic because HighLevel has all of these features built in, but let's keep it simple for now. And so whenever they get added to your CRM, they automatically get added right here as a lead. You can set the opportunity value once you open a deal and do all sorts of things to keep on track with that, and even set tasks for each of these deals. Now, hopping back to the automation, all you need to do now is turn it from draft to publish and hit save. Next, I'll show you the email workflows. So click on IG automated email follow-up. And again, when a contact is added with this tag, then we are going to immediately send them an email. And so here's an example email I've written for you, considering you're trying to sell them a website. Say you're a web agency. And so it says, I made a new site, can I share it? And of course you can change the subject however you'd like. And HighLevel has tons of dynamic variables. So this right here is already personalizing the person's first name, because like I told you, all of this has to run automatically. That's what I promised you, and that's what's going to happen. And so you can see I have a bit of a clever pitch here. Your site looks great, but I'm guessing you don't get a lot of leads. I went ahead and set you up a new homepage and some AI powered lead conversion tools that'll get you more results. Want to see it? And it signs off with your name and your business. I'm going to come back to all of this in a minute. And so what happens next is if that email is opened and it waits 2 days, because you got to give people time to open these emails. People are busy and sometimes they don't open emails. But if they don't open it, then you actually send them a follow-up email saying, hey, I made this thing for you real quick. Do you want me to send over the link? And again, it's going to wait another 3 days. And if that one doesn't get opened, it's going to send another one. This is a really simple sequence that you can modify to fit your processes. And it signs off with your name, like I showed you, and your business. But let me show you where to set that real quick. So you go over to your sub account, you go to settings, you go to custom values. I've already created these for you. All you need to do is go in here, edit custom value, and actually enter the name of your business here and save it. And then your name, go edit custom value, enter your name and save it. And then your emails will automatically be tagged with your name and business. And we're already pulling dynamically their first name and their company. So it'll automatically be personalized to them. Now, no doubt you're thinking, wait a minute. So I'm going to make these home pages for all of these leads who may not even be responsive, because obviously not every lead is. But don't worry. GoHighLevel is going to help you with this too, and you don't have to do any of this. So this clever strategy, what you're going to do is you're only going to make these home pages for the ones that respond, and you're only going to show them the AI demos for the ones that respond, and GoHighLevel is going to make all of this for you. So what you're going to do is go over to sites, go over to funnels, hit new funnel, funnel with AI, hit continue. And let's say this was Miami Dentist. Let's say this was the name of the company. And we find their actual thing. And let's say they are actually a cosmetic dentist, right? And so you find that right there. You just hit next. You're looking for a cosmetic dentist, business to generate more leads, and the content should be friendly. Like, these are great settings. This is what I prefer. Then hit generate. And boom, just like that, it just made a complete website for us instantly. And so obviously this isn't perfect. And if it looks like a really good client, you might want to just actually add their logos, make some quick changes. You just click into it and upload a new logo. But this took a total of 10 seconds to make this mock site for them. And this dude looks kind of scary. So I'd probably change out this image. And of course you can re-roll, right? You can get it to do it again. I'm just showing you a really quick example, but this is a complete dental website. And so you can see this would be pretty impressive. And so what you would do is you would send this over with a Loom video. You would just screen record with Loom and be like, hey, here's the website. It's a really quick pass at it. And you could just get the conversation going like that. Now, I talked about AI agents. The other thing you can do right here is you can actually create a chat bot that will respond on their Instagram, on their Facebook, on their website, on everything. All you need to do is go over to bot training and then give them the client's actual existing website, hit get data, and it's going to train itself on that website instantly. So let's say this was the actual client as an example. Simply feed them the website. Go all URLs within this domain, get data, and it's going to train itself on the client's entire website, which usually has an FAQ and everything. And then you'll be able to get a bot out of it in a few seconds. And the more pages you feed it, the more accurate it's going to be. But to test out the bot, you could say, what services do you offer? Dental implants, and you see it's read the entire website. You can set the bot's goals if you wanted to book appointments, if you wanted to just be helpful, if you want to guide everyone to call them or to email them. So you'd be able to set this bot up for your clients in no time. And it's not just chatbots. You can also actually create a voice bot that'll take their calls for them and provide the exact same information you saw, but on the phone. And I'm going through this quickly, but I have a full step-by-step tutorial for GoHighLevel if you want to learn how to do all of this step-by-step. But in this video, I don't want it to be 2 hours long, so just keeping it short so you get the idea. But definitely check out that video if you want to learn more about how to set all that up in depth. And if you're wondering how you're actually going to deliver any of these things to your clients, well, that's exactly where the sub-accounts feature comes in. Basically, you can create sub-accounts for your clients just like you see here, and you can just switch into each of them. And so basically, they have a HighLevel account under your agency account, and that's how you'll be able to create these things for them, including their website, those bots, everything you saw. And with the $97 plan, you get 3 sub-accounts. And with the $297 plan, you get unlimited sub-accounts. So you can make as many accounts as you want for as many clients as you want at no additional costs. And so within their sub-accounts, they get access to all of these features you see here. So what you're giving them with these sub-accounts is tremendously valuable. So as a quick idea for what you could make doing this, you could actually charge them $100 to even $300 a month to giving them access to that software, which you are paying nothing additional for. Then you could actually charge them $1,000 to $3,000 or more for that website. Then you could charge them $250 to maybe even $500 a month to maintain that website, because websites always need maintenance. And then you could upsell them all sorts of things if it makes sense, like the AI employee or chatbot. That could easily be $500 a month. Think about it, right? Like what it would cost for them to have an employee doing this. Think about that roofer, right? Because you don't just have to do this for dentists and lawyers. You can just change the keywords and you could target any sort of small business owner. Think about that roofer that's up on the roof and doesn't have time to answer their phone or to respond to all of these messages, and they're just losing leads. And so this AI chatbot doing that for them. And GoHighLevel has so many more features you could sell. For example, it has Google review management, so you can help automate their Google reviews and responses, and you could sell that as a service. You could do the email like we showed with the automations for them, and so much more. So the point here is, if you can generate thousands of free leads, even if you close 0.1% of them, you can see how much revenue you could potentially make. And that's what I like about GoHighLevel here. It's not just emailing people, it's actually giving you the full solution to actually make money from these leads. And now, the moment of truth, let's run it. And this time around, we are going to get dentists from New York, and we're gonna send them to HighLevel. Let's run it, see how it goes. And so you can see the system running right there. And so it's going through multiple cycles right here, as you can see, because I've set the repeater to go through it multiple times. And it's just going to keep on going, but you can see right here, it's adding dentists, it's adding opportunities right here as it's creating those accounts. If we refresh the page, you see it added a bunch more. Head over here. See, it added a bunch new leads, and so it's just going to keep going and going. And remember, it's only scraping what's available online. So even if you scrape 10 pages, that doesn't mean you'll get 1,000 leads, because you're filtering out all the ones that don't have emails and maybe first names or whatever else you want to filter out. But the good news is you can run this as many times as you want and get hundreds of leads like this. And of course, each of these people are thrown into our email marketing automation. And when they do respond and they start interacting with you, you can use GoHighLevel to create the assets you need to sell them and manage their accounts and do everything else you need within it. And as I promised, 100% of this will happen on autopilot for you, as I've shown you. Now, this video took a ton of time to put together, so if you found this video helpful, do me a favor and hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel for more automation tutorials and content just like this. Now, if you want to see that HighLevel video where I show you how to do everything step by step, check that out right here. I'll see you in the video.